Hello, fight fans. This is Marcos Villegas for the Boxing Channel here in Big Bear, California, at the High Altitude Center, and I'm being joined by Abel Sanchez. And Abel, let me know a little bit about your training center here in Big Bear. I know a lot of professionals come out here and train, and let me know, how did you end up here in Big Bear with this great training facility?
Well, I came up in 1996 permanently. Started training Miguel Gonzalez up here for De La Hoya, and bought some properties up here, and eventually built this center in 2000, from 2000 to 2002. We have two houses, one 3,200 square foot house and one 2,200 square foot house, and a 4,000 square foot gym. Yeah, there is a lot of big name fighters coming up here. They come up here for the solitude. They stay in these houses. Nobody bothers them. You can't tell that there's anything going on here from the outside. So it gives them that solitude and that silence from off the mountain. All the distractions, and it's worked out well.
One of your fighters, Urbano Antillon, just recently fought Brandon Rios, and I wanted to get, I guess, a quick update. What's in the works for him coming up in the next few months or in the next year?
Well, Urbano's in Chihuahua, Mexico right now, visiting his grandma. He should be back. He called me, I think, on Saturday he called me and said he'd be back in the middle of the week. He's going to come up and visit, and then he'll come up and train and see what Top Rank has in store for him. Bob Arum said to him after the fight that he wanted him back in as quick as possible, as soon as he gets some exams, some tests done that the commission ordered. So hopefully it'll be before the end of the year.
And earlier we got to see Robert Guerrero prepare for Marcos Maidana using your facility here. I want to ask, what's your take on that fight, and if you want to give a prediction of who's going to be the winner in that bout?
It's a difficult fight. Difficult fight for a lot of reasons. Difficult for Maidana because he's facing a lefty that's very, very crafty. He's facing a guy that's a three-time world champion, a guy that knows his way around the ring. The one thing that Robert has is very important for Robert to do is make sure that he understands his abilities and his capabilities. Maidana is a big, big puncher with either hand. Anywhere he hits you is going to hurt you. So Robert has to box him, but I think that Robert is smart enough and has been through the mill enough. 10 years as a pro, he understands what he needs to do. And I think Robert will come out victorious. I think that it's a decision for Robert. A close fight, but I think Robert wins the decision.
Now, you also mentioned Saul Alvarez that is living here as well, and he has a big fight coming up against Alfonso Gomez. How do you see that fight playing out?
Well, I think Alfonso's a welterweight. I think Alfonso's a little too small for Canelo. Even though he won or did well in the contender, he's a little guy, not strong enough for Canelo. Canelo is gonna give him a couple fights, gonna steamroll right through the junior middleweight division. He's just a strong kid with fast hands, strong desire to train, strong desire to get better, and those are the things that we need in this business from the young kids that are going to become the superstars of tomorrow. He's here at 20 years old or 21 years old, away from his family, away from his home, training hard in a facility where it's just boxers. There's no distractions, there's nothing, so there's nothing to do but train. And if he's willing to do that at 21 years old, I think he's going to go a long, long way.
Certainly, Saul is fighting on the undercard of Floyd Mayweather against Victor Ortiz, and I want to get your take on that. What do you think Victor's best chance of beating Mayweather? And let me know, your prediction and the things that you find interesting about this upcoming bout.
Well, Victor's a bigger guy. Floyd hasn't fought in a year and a half, but you and I and everybody else thinks that Floyd is probably the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world if he fights. Manny stays busy, so everybody considers him number one, but Floyd is a very talented fighter. The fact that he hasn't fought in a year and a half, the fact that he's fighting a bunch of little guys, the fact that he's having all these distractions with the law, and Victor coming off of this high with the Berto fight, I wouldn't be surprised that Victor just goes right after Floyd and pounds him down and maybe ekes out a decision or loses a real close fight. But I give Victor a big chance, actually.
Well, Abel, it's certainly always good to see you, and thank you very much for letting us in here in your training center.
Thank you very much.
In Big Bear, California, Marcos Villegas with Abel Sanchez here at the High Altitude Training Center. Once again, thank you for watching.